Alrighty, Banter fam. So, market is just trending sideways. What we are seeing is bull flags being formed everywhere, right? We can see here on Dogecoin, all the altcoins are now in this phase of making bull flags, which means the market is ready for that squeeze. Now, what's also important is it's very obvious right now that the wall on Bitcoin is sitting between 87 and 88,000 on Bitcoin, right? You can see that this is where the bears are holding the wall. And what you could see here is straight after this, the next areas are in the mid 90,000s. So it's basically saying, hey, market is halting, but prepare. Because the moment we break this level, market's going to start accelerating very quickly. So yet again today, I want to bring a shorter show, and I want to highlight again which altcoins to get ready to pop. We're getting a good idea of what altcoins are looking strong. We see tons waking up at the moment. We see 𝗬𝗎 is looking strong. We see DOGE has had a strong push as well. Okay, and I want to show you which altcoins I'm seeing that's going to pop the quickest. Okay, and just because we are starting to slow down a little bit, it means we are eating away from the wall. The wall that is trying to hold us to get us back to the 70Ks. And the moment we pop through this wall is when things are going to accelerate. So no more wasting time. Let's go through a couple of altcoin trades. Let's go through a couple of the updates on the portfolios and those type of things as well. And let's get ready for the pop. At any point, the squeeze is going to be happen, and we must be ready. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Banter fan, brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Guys, I want to ask you, when the show is done, comment below, right? And tell me which altcoins to talk about. So what I want to do on every show is I want to do at least 5 to 10 minutes of community tokens. Yesterday, I sent out a tweet to say, guys, do you want me to pop out some charts on Twitter? Okay. I'm getting a bunch of information of what charts you guys want. I think that's the important thing to understand. I'm going to bring my analysis every day, but ultimately, what am I doing? I'm teaching you the techniques. I'm teaching you what I'm looking for. And ultimately, you can then go and look at your altcoins and basically just see that all that I'm doing is looking for a couple of confirmations. Okay. And I'm looking at levels of where we're going to increase in price very quickly. And what I do with that is, where do I start trade? Where do I move up my stop loss? Where do I add to trade? That's all that I'm doing right now, is building plans. So let's go through the plan on Bitcoin. I do think there is another short pullback that's going to happen on Bitcoin. I think it's going to pull back pretty close to the lows we made yesterday, which means the alts will also have a slight pullback back to the lows of yesterday. Okay, but if we look at altcoins as a whole, we are just hovering and hugging this trend line. So what I see next happening over here is small pullback into these supports here, and I do see at any point we start to pop. Now, what's important about this, guys, is to know that we are at a critical level. It is crazy to snooze off now. We know that disbelief phase is going to happen at any point. So what you do is, by knowing that we're at this critical stage here, you can zoom in and you could start to see that after we start, let's say, this next little pullback, you're going to have a secondary high. And that's the high you track. Okay, and I see us actually pushing pretty hard into the weekend. I think we're going to have a strong weekly close, and I think the market's going to get ready to pop. So this next pullback is pretty important now to start positions. Once you start positions, you pop some stop losses, you put them below the lows of yesterday, even below these higher time frame lows over here. Give your trade some room, right? So you can see a bunch of my trades are in, and I give them some room. There's stop loss areas over here. Once we pop through here, okay, and we start that squeeze, because we can see the squeeze is pretty big on alts. It's all the way up in this area over here, which is a nice 10 to 20% move. Once we start popping through these highs here, my stops are going to move at entry, and the first goal now is to take a lot of my positions and remove the risk. That's something that we did not do enough of a couple of weeks back, and that's something that I'm going to make sure that I crunch on very much. Okay, so here, what we're waiting for now is the market to just trend a little bit more sideways. I think Bitcoin is going to have the small retest over here, and then the squeeze will happen, and this will be the trigger, this trend line. Have this important trend line on Bitcoin. It's the one all the way from the top, the secondary high, and all these highs tracking it down. You could see it's a great trend line, and it's showing you where the short squeeze is at. It's then showing you that there is a gap, that once we pop through this gap of 89, you have 92 to the areas of 95,000. That's where price is going to go pretty quickly. Okay, then we will see if the bulls want to be kind, they will slow down here, right? If they really want to just say, screw you, bears, they're going to go straight to 100K. And that's going to catch a lot. So either way, it's saying that this is an important place to pay attention. This is when a lot of people are going to fly back into crypto. Okay, and that's when hype is going to start with it. So let's go through a couple of things. Dominance broke up a little bit yesterday on the pullback. But what I'm still looking at is the moment that Bitcoin starts getting safe. Okay, we will have a distribution, but let's talk about if it does go up. If it goes up, for me, Bitcoin chases that 100, right? It means the coil up, they want to use more resources on Bitcoin. Okay, and just know this is an uprising wedge that's forming. So once Bitcoin's in a safe place and the money's ready to distribute, your altcoins are going to catch up aggressively. But nonetheless, it will move with Bitcoin. So jumping in here on ETH, what's important right now is we know the accumulation on ETH right now is this 2,000, 1,900. Put this top trend line in. When it breaks the trend, it's telling us in a couple of hours to a day or so, we should start to see the breakout. So it might be a little bit of a slow day, but it's a perfect time for you to build some positions. Once we break the trends, then you can add some more, put your stop losses under the lows, right? So again, you're painting the picture. Then what I did, you see these highs I've highlighted over here. This is going to be stop loss updates when we break these areas, because what it's telling me is when it's at previous highs and that is when price can slow down. So for example, we go here now and we pop to this one, then we slow down. The moment we break that one, it's telling me, hey, move your stop loss up. We get to this one, we slow down, we break, move your stop loss up, move it up, and keep tracking it up. So at any point it fails down, you make all that profit, right? So it's important that as this market is just making flags and making these things, it gives you an idea of, hey, let me prepare. Let me have an idea. So when it starts to play out, I'm not stuck. Okay, super important. So ETH, there's the trend. Here's your accumulation zone on ETH over here. That's your support, where price has been bouncing for the last while. Okay, and there is your support trend line. And I want to show you guys at the bottom here. Take the bottom wick, pop that trend line in, and you could see there is the trend line to the downside. Just to give you an indication, hey, do we want to pop lower here? Or is this? So it gives you a good idea where to protect trades. Okay, and the top one is when we're going to break out. Okay, next one's over here as well. Is I'm preparing for Solana entries. Again, I'm looking for Sol entries. What I've done is I've taken the fib from the bottom through to the top. I want to show you guys where I think we're going to go a little bit low on Sol. Okay, and that's where I want to catch it. 133, 132, that's where I'm going to rebuild some positions. Yesterday, I got stopped at entry on just the 𝗫𝗫𝗍 account. Now I'm getting ready to deploy it over here. Okay, really looking off my risk a lot better this time, and it feels good, to be honest. It feels good to have cash when things start to look a little bit shaky, right? Here on Cardano, a little bit of a deeper pull, okay, but I'm still looking at that result. That's why the bottom trend lines are so important to put in, right? Because that shows you, hey, this is where your stops will be, you'll be good. Okay, but that is still what I'm preparing for when it comes to Cardano. So this starts to pop down a little bit. I see something like this, and then I see something popping over here. So I still think Cardano is one of the good ones that has not started a short squeeze yet. Chainlink has come into the entries. So here's your entries between the late 14s and 15.5. There's your entries. There's your stop loss around 14, 14.10. Okay, and I'm looking at the squeeze towards the $20. Sui is just popping at the moment. So it just shows you again, focus on your entries on what's available, because when they get going, pullbacks become very scarce. But it's nice to see that Sui is coiling up, and I'm sitting with a nice Sui position as well. Okay, XRP, top trend line in. Means don't do anything. When it breaks that trend, that's when we're ready to go. So for now, I let it chop. Okay, and when it breaks that trend, it goes. And what I've also done is I highlighted the tops. This is where I'll update stop loss, add to trade if I want to. Update stop loss, add to trade. When I break these big areas, that is where price is going to accelerate. Your charts must be looking sexy now, guys. Make them look sexy. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you understand how you're about to make money. Stop making money by luck and stop losing money by luck or unluck, whatever it's called, right? Nonetheless, make sure you have a plan. Okay, near strong. Not much available there right now. Looking strong. Look at Dogecoin, bull flag. Keep an eye on the bull flag. There's the bull flag. Okay, if we decide to lose the bottom here on the short time frame, we're popping straight into our sexy zone. That's where you want to buy it. Okay, otherwise what you do is you wait for it to trickle, break a trend, and that's where it's going to pop. This is where it will slow down, and then it will have another push to 24 cents. Good opportunities incoming here for Doge. We look at Sonic. Sonic's kind of chilling sideways. So when these alts are not looking like a full bull flag right now, I would just wait with limit orders over here. Just see if it does that, right? Until then, it has to be sexy if I want to trade it. And remember, these tokens here, they for the spot in the long terms, I'm buying them all at these levels now and giving decent size stop losses, right? There's Say over there. Say's in a good zone, pulled into a good spot entry over here. There's Ondo. Ondo's fighting support. Put that top trend line in. When it breaks that top, Ondo has a big short squeeze of up to 40%. Good opportunity. So for now, guys, we are sitting nice and flat. Know that the reason why we're sitting flat is because we have a damn massive short squeeze ahead of us. So right now it's chopping around, but very important to pay attention to these lows. Very important to build positions. Next thing I want to show you guys, big event happening on Sniper Club today. If you're not a part of a community, you're making a big mistake. Click on this link over here, Sniper Club. Okay, join the community. This will give you such a big advantage versus the market by understanding that you have people to jump on. Markets are moving. People are doing calls all the time. They're doing Zooms all the time. But there's also incredible events. And this one, they're going to portfolio management, which I think if you struggled in the last cycle or the last downside, you must watch this over here. So big shout out to Sniper Club. And here's all the sessions that are happening within the week. Incredible teachers, incredible hosts over here. And this is the calendar that is there as well. So again, massive shout out to Sniper Club. Lots of love to them over there. And tomorrow, I will see you again. Lots of love. Have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.